Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you wanna battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
So you drove out to... All right, we're recording now, honey. I don't want to
Okay.
catch you by surprise. I don't want
Yeah.
you saying dubious things about dubious people and dubious places.
Now, I saw the change in your energy when we suddenly went on the air.
Yeah.
From you telling me that you want to go to bed by the time my car pulls away,
Yeah.
to you saying, let's start a high-energy podcast.
I sparkle.
So does your water, by the way. What's with the sparkling water?
Oh, Christ,
No,
Burr.
it's in all seriousness, though.
What?
You go to a comedian's house, and it's like the bar is very low. If you had given me like a coffee cup, like a Minnie Mouse coffee cup with tap water in it, it would have been exactly what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Bottled water would have been a step up. Sparkling Perrier, little gay.
How is that a little gay?
It's a little gay. Perrier water,
You drink.
I don't drink.
Are you?
I haven't had a drink in 22 years.
Well, when I quit drinking, the sodas and stuff became like my cocktails.
Yeah.
So I go to that fridge in the garage, that garage fridge, and I'm
Sure.
like, you know what? Diet Mountain Dew tonight. Gonna have a little cocktail time.
And the
And I
saddest thing
sip
is,
it like a gent.
well, not only that, but sometimes you'll go like, it's a little late for a Mountain Dew. And that's when
Yeah.
you go, I really am dead inside.
It's never too late for Diet Mountain Dew, bro.
Yeah, you got to live.
You got to do the do.
But you're getting up. I had congratulations, first of all. I didn't know that
Fox
you had
Sports
this-
Radio, AM
Fox
570.
Sports Radio.
J Moore Sports.
Is there enough to really keep you interested? I always wonder about that when you're talking about sports for 20 hours a week or 16 hours a week.
15.
I mean, it really must get to the point where you go, it's a game with a bunch of guys that are paid to do this. And
Not to sound like this guy, but that's when like funny callers and funny listeners actually really... I hate to be that guy, but it is true. And you've had nights where you didn't go on one stage when you were out there, like at the Ontario Improv. Nobody really wants to go out to Ontario.
No.
And then once, like you were in San Bernardino today for like kids soccer.
Yeah.
And then you go out to the Inland Empire and you're like, fuck, 3 shows, 2 shows. And then you go out there and they're like crazy.
yeah.
And you go, fuck yeah, this is
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
It's like that every day. Like somebody calls in and like they'll do my act back to me.
Yeah.
Like somebody just calls and drops Tracy Morgan in my lap, like, yeah, Jay Moore, Peyton Manning didn't get pregnant. And like they move on and you're like, we just look at each other and laugh.
But that's what's amazing about what we do. And I mean, like, look at you. You
Look
pick
at
up
you.
Moss. You pick up Moss as you're rolling down the hill. You do SNL. You do stand-up. You're on some sitcoms. And now you're doing radio. And people call in, and they've been tracking it. You know, they
That's
know
weird.
you, and
Yeah.
they want to talk about different facets of it.
Yeah.
And you become this train that it doesn't matter. Somebody doesn't want to put you on a sitcom. Somebody doesn't want to put you in a movie. You don't give a fuck. You record a podcast. You go tell some jokes.
Yeah.
And you're Jay fucking Moore.
Let's do it.
I mean, in all seriousness.
Go.
No
I
one
know,
can
but
stop
you're
that. No one can stop that.
Well, it's the same for you. You got the XM radio show, Fitz Dog
That's
Radio.
right. That's
You
the
have your-
podcast.
Okay.
Fitz Dog Radio.
And what's the XM radio show?
That's just the Greg Fitzsimmons show.
All right. So
Howard
you're
thought
doing
of
the
that.
exact same thing. And
It's-
you got Howard Stern on your side.
Well, let me
I
tell
know,
you
he said that
something.
like Colin.
Alex,
Really, I'm hanging out with Opie and Anthony.
I can't do both shows. Now, who was that?
Colin's the only one. I don't know who that was. I think it was Raffi from the Village Gate.
It was a little bit like Christopher Walken. I think being around
Can't
you.
do both shows.
There you go.
Howard, that's got to be like the hugest thing in the world. That's like the all-time, like being a made man if you got the blessing of Howard.
It's the best part about it is you don't have the wrath of Howard. You know, like
Oh, 'cause
who wants to be on the wrong end of that?
Yeah.
And I've been on the wrong end of it, and it's
So have I.
very, very unpleasant. Have you?
If you can YouTube Howard Stern hates Jay Moore,
Yeah.
and somebody just brings up me going on the show,
Yeah.
and this will be up on the Tumblr page, obviously, And it's literally like, what am I going to talk to him about? Let me tell you something. I know things about Jay Mohr that could end his career. I know things about Jay Mohr that could end his career. And I looked at my wife. I go, I don't know anything about me that could end my career.
Wait, this is your calling in to the show?
No, someone just sent it my way.
About you.
Yeah, like my name came up. Like, can he come on the show? Or Gary. It was like, I don't know how I come up. And then he just went like bananas. I'll pull it up right now. I know things about Jay Mohr that could end his career. I remember the first time I bumped into them was at the MTV Awards, like 1992. Like Nirvana
What, the gang
played.
of them? Like
yeah, Nirvana played. Chris Novoselic threw his bass in the air and it hit him in the face and smashed his nose.
Was this on SNL?
No, at the MTV Awards.
Oh.
At Pauley Pavilion.
Okay.
In UCLA. And Howard and everybody was all set up. It was like a whole bunch of shows and radio things. And I was literally like a child on the outside looking in like, I hope they pick me. I hope they see me here and wave me over to be on the show. And it just wasn't going that way. And then about a week or so went by and it was like, they were like, you didn't get me any good guests. He was yelling at
Baba Booey.
Yeah. Foo-fa. And then he goes, well, Jay Mohr wanted to come on. He goes, what the fuck am I going to talk to him about? And then he just goes on and on about how he knows things that could end my career.
Where do you think that comes from?
I have no idea.
Come on.
Oh, because I laid down with Opie and Anthony. Those are my friends.
Oh.
Those are my buddies.
Yeah, but I don't think he takes that to heart. I've never seen him.
Hey, what's up, Howard? Hey, brother. Hey, you're talking about that last comic standing, but Jay Mohr's got a major problem with you.
Oh, I know all about Jay Mohr. I'll give you the history of Jay Mohr. In fact, Jay Mohr's people called us 2 days ago for him to come on our show. And Jay,
I have no
the
people.
host of the show, the last comic standing, was a guy we had on once.
Never been on.
And then...
Did we ever have him on?
Yeah, we had him on. He was once standing around one of these events we were doing, and we had him on for a few minutes. And,
Never went on the show.
Because I thought the whole thing was he was standing around and we never had him on.
That's correct.
I think that was it. You never
No. What happened was...
Robin always knows the exact truth. She's like Wikipedia.
He then contacted us as people and said that he wanted to come on the show. And we were considering it. A couple of times we said no. And then we said, okay, maybe we'll have Jay on. We were thinking about it. Next thing I know, he went on the Opie and Anthony show and continued to bash me for 3 hours straight. This is a guy who had written me love letters, who basically said I'm one of the reasons he went into comedy, loves the show, loves us.
No, it's false.
Called here all the time.
Completely made
once
up.
he went on that show, he thought, hey,
hold on.
what the hell, I'm not going to go on Stern anymore.
Where am I going to send Howard Stern a letter? Where am I going to send a Howard? Think about that for a second. Dear Howard, it's me, Jay.
But he said more than once.
Even though you're not a stand-up comedy, you're the reason I went into stand-up comedy. Just address, radio. I listened to him all the time when he was on NEW and then K-Rock in New York. But it's just really weird.
Go on and bash him. And I don't mind a guy bashing me if that's how he genuinely feels. But when a guy... And I know stuff about Jay. I mean, I could be really nasty and wreck his life. But the fact of the matter is...
break his life?
And he knows what I know. I'm sure he's guessed it if he's listening to this broadcast or hears about it. I know about him. And he's lucky I'm not that vicious. I'm vicious, but... And so, you want to badmouth me, fine. But then to badmouth me continually...
Yeah, like
and then, basis. Yeah, everyday basis, and in articles and radio. I mean, he made it a mission to talk about what a no talent I am, and I don't.
Did I write him love letters and ask him or tell him he's the reason I got into comedy, or did I do interviews bashing him, saying what a no good nothing he is? Do you see what I mean? And listening to it, I just get.
How long ago was this?
Long. I mean, last comic standing, long. But that's why I was like uber confused because it was like, pick a lane, bro.
I don't know, Jay. This seems crazy to me. This seems like you must have either written in or badmouth. You must have done one of those things.
You're kidding.
I don't understand how it would be pulled out of thin air. That seems crazy.
All right, you've known me a very long time.
Yes.
Okay. If I'm looking at Greg Fitzsimmons, the guy that I had Chinese food in San Francisco with, and we hung out together. We know each other a very, very long time.
Yeah.
If I'm looking you in the eye and telling you I have 2 sons, on all 4 of their eyes, I've never said a single letter towards Howard Stern to any of his people. I have never said anything about him congratulatory, like he's the reason I got into comedy. I have absolutely been in Opie and Anthony all the time.
Have you bashed him on Opie and Anthony?
That's the only thing I can imagine is getting caught up in the wash when there's like 5 people in the room,
okay.
and Anthony's going like, "Hoo, I invented that, Rob."
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But I can't imagine me just saying like outright like that guy fucking sucks. Because earlier he also said I said that he was the reason I get into comedy. So I'm completely baffled by it. And I'm telling
why don't you straighten this out with him?
I would love to.
Because that seems crazy that he believes that. If you
I've been texting Bubba the Love Sponge for 2 years to bridge that gap for me. And then I hear Bubba the Love Sponge on Howard, and I'm like, maybe.
Dude, I'll email Gary because this sounds like something that needs to be
I want to
settled.
sit in there and play this and go, what are you talking about?
I mean, that doesn't sound
Opie and Anthony are my friends.
Yeah.
Jim Norton's my friend. These are my guys.
See, I never followed the Opie and Anthony Howard thing. I mean, when I was on Howard, they were around, and it was never like Imus. Like Imus, I heard him go off on. And my dad, who was a big radio guy in New York, he used to shit on my dad when I was a kid. And then he later said nice things about him, and my dad passed away, and he kind of eulogized him. And I
know things about Greg Fitzsimmons' dad that could end his career.
You know what? I don't know what he said. The O&A thing is not something I really know, but if he really had a war with them and you were part of them in general,
right,
his takeaway then must have been that you were bashing him. But you're saying you didn't specifically ever do it.
I must have.
You must have.
But it must have been like glancing weird shit. Because I would be a liar to say I didn't sit in high school in the parking lot and actually say, you know what? Fuck school. I'm just going to drive around for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely did that.
Yeah.
So, no. Bizarre.
So what's the O&A thing now? How big is it in terms of like selling tickets and being a part of that world? Is it still powerful?
Going on them? Yeah. Like if I do like Governors in Long Island, if I hit Opie and Anthony in the morning, huge. Because Anthony's from Long Island.
So tri-state area.
Yeah,
huge.
Really big, really big. Howard just seems to be like from you and from Brewer. Like Brewer's a guy that does both all the time.
Yeah. I've never done O&A.
It's fun. And Brewer's like I know when people do it, it's like they won't be denied. The fans of Howard, like it's like a pilgrimage, whoever goes on.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's not look. At the end of the day, no matter what happens, if I never see Howard Stern and if I never meet Howard Stern, it's going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's working out. It's just that is a very strange piece of audio.
What's strange about it is knowing and respecting both of you.
And I have to really say, for the record, absolutely, I made my bed with Opie and Anthony. I have no regrets. Those guys have been really great to me.
Well,
that's all.
It just seems like it shouldn't be one or the other. And if you, I think it'd be good radio for you guys.
But at this point too, like I wouldn't go on because like Opie and I are like really good friends, and like now he's a dad, I'm a dad, so we text back and forth, and like so. I wouldn't want that text from Opie like, fuck, you're going on Howard? Like, don't you know?
But that's not still a thing, is it? Because aren't they both
I don't
want to know.
I don't want to know if it's a thing because there's no piece of the pie chart in my stand-up comedy audience where I'm like, fuck, if only I went on Howard, that back row would be full. Like, yeah it's okay.
Yeah.
But if anybody listens to this and knows Howard, I just don't care. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
I have nothing. He's in my truck now. I listen to him.
Yeah. I was walking my dog the other night and in this new neighborhood, and there's this guy who's got just a mansion, tacky, like kind of a Sopranos
For
house.
the listener, Greg Fitzsimmons actually just did jazz hands for mansion. You went,
did I?
Mansion. I swear. It's very sparkly mansion. Holy smokes, that was amazing.
You know why? Because I just got a manicure, and I want you to.
Did you really?
See it. No. Oh. And this guy had Howard Stern on 11 coming from his house, and all I could think is either this guy is a fucking fanatic and needs it blasting, or he's trying to get back at a neighbor. Because it was like 9:30 at night, and I was walking the dog, and I stopped because I wanted to hear the show. He was interviewing Brewer, as a matter of fact, last week. And I want to meet the guy now. I want to meet him and go, hey, Stern. Hey now. Hey now.
Your podcast, you do it every week?
Twice a week.
Me too. What days does yours come out?
Tuesdays at noon and Fridays at noon.
That's perfect because I'm Monday and Friday. So we can get everybody listening right now. The Warriors. Oh, yeah, they got a name.
Yeah?
I saw Greg go, come on. There's no way that shit worked out like that. Oh, yeah, bro.
I
We got
was
Warriors,
thinking about your
Marines,
name.
morons.
I was thinking about how many Perrier, little gay.
How is that a little gay?
It's a little gay. Perrier water.
You drink.
I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in 22 years.
Well, when I quit drinking, the sodas and stuff became like my cocktails.
Yeah.
So I go to that fridge in the garage, that garage fridge, and I'm
Sure.
like, you know what? Diet Mountain.
Put your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
If you want a battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
You know, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something.
So you drove out to. All right, we're recording now, honey. I don't want to
Okay.
catch you by surprise. I don't want
Yeah.
you saying dubious things about dubious people and dubious places.
Now, I saw the change in your energy when we suddenly went on the air.
Yeah.
From you telling me that you want to go to bed by the time my car pulls away,
Yeah.
to you saying, let's start a high-energy podcast.
I sparkle.
So does your water, by the way. What's with the sparkling water?
Oh, Christ,
No,
Burr.
it's in all seriousness, though.
What?
You go to a comedian's house, and it's like the bar is very low. If you had given me like a coffee cup, like a Minnie Mouse coffee cup with tap water in it, it would have been exactly what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
Bottled water would have been a step up. Sparkling.
Wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.